My name is Subhan Tariq. I am an attorney in New York City, and I do consumer litigation. I sue the credit reporting agencies and debt collectors as my primary practice. I also sue other folks, but my 80–90% of my practice is suing the credit reporting agencies and debt collectors. Here is my information. So here's, this is the topic: common violations, how to spot them, and what to do about it. Here's my name, Subhan Tariq Esquire. Here's my personal email, and here is the email address that I'll be asking most of you guys to be messaging me on, team@tariqlaw.com. That's the way that we're going to be managing any potential intakes, or you guys may call me and say, oh, I have a consumer that has XYZ related issue. I'll always tell you to send an email to team@tariqlaw.com. Here's my office phone number, here's my Instagram, and here is my Facebook page for my website. Instagram is great because I put up a lot of content on there all the time, and email is always wonderful as well. You could call the office. I do pick up the phone at the office myself, but most of the time, if you're calling about a particular issue with a consumer, then I will ask you to send me an email with the documentation that I will describe later on. As always with lawyers, we got to start off with a disclaimer. The materials available in this presentation are for informational purposes only and not for the purpose of providing legal advice. You should contact your attorney, or feel free to contact me to obtain advice with respect to any particular issue or problem. Use of and access to this presentation or any of the email links contained within do not create an attorney-client relationship. This is very important because a lot of times you may have questions and you are not the client. Most of the time with the people who are contacting me who are running credit repair companies, it's very important to remember that you are not the client. The client is the consumer. The opinions expressed at or through this site are the opinions of me, and they are not to be used as legal advice. So I'm going to start by talking about the reinvestigation process after you've already sent a dispute. I'm going to try to limit the legal jargon as much as I can, and I'm going to try to make this flow and make this process as easy as possible as I can for all of you. As you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat, and I will get to them, I promise. But once I complete the presentation. So it's very important to remember that the consumer, and I'll do this with the laser pointer. The consumer informs the credit reporting agency that there's an inaccuracy on the credit report. This is the normal dispute that you are sending to the credit reporting agencies. When the credit reporting agency receives the consumer's dispute, and if there's any relevant information, they reduce the consumer's dispute to a brief code, a Metro 2 code, and a brief description of the dispute, and they send this the notice of dispute along with a full copy, a scanned copy of your dispute letter. They send it to the furnisher via an ACDV, and the dispute process really begins in earnest. Once the credit reporting agency gets the dispute and then scans it and then sends it over to the furnisher through the ACDV process through an eOscar, through the eOscar. eOscar is the platform which the credit reporting agencies and the furnishers use to communicate. And in ACDV is an automated consumer dispute verification, form. It's a form that is ultimately filled out as part of the dispute process, and that is sent to the furnisher.